Tommy Michael Blackson. Right now you're riding with Deep Cover. You better watch your body. So Deep Cover is here. Deep Cover TV.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Little Kim, Queen D, and you're watching Deep Cover TV.
Yo, Deep Cover TV, what's up? It's your boy Wyclef, original Fuji gang. You already know what it is, man. It's over.
Your host Sierra, aka Blanca Gabbana.
And this is Deep Cover TV, killing your airways every Monday from 3 to 4 p.m. So make sure y'all tune in and lock in every Monday.
Every single Monday. Now this weekend, well yesterday, it was just Father's Day.
Yes, it was.
I know I already told you, but happy Father's Day again.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
Did you do anything special? What did Rylan do for you? What did he give you anything?
No. For the most part, he just FaceTime. We talked for a little bit, and I just took like a personal day yesterday, like just to myself and a mental day.
Okay.
So,
all right. So you
every day Father's Day for me. So I'm always with my son. So
absolutely, that's what I told
no
my
need
dad.
to celebrate.
That's what I told him. I said I honor you every day. So this is not just one day.
Yeah, your dad's Superman.
That's what looks like Lloyd. He said the same thing I told him. He was at my house the other day. He said, wait, your father built a pool? I said, yeah, not only did he build a pool, he did it twice. He did
See?
it twice.
That's what I'm talking about. Super dad.
Super dad. For real. But you see I got my sneakers on.
Yeah.
You know what today is. For all our
Sneaker
day. Yes.
And you got the classes on. The classes right there. The
Well,
Reeboks.
Yes, actually, I got these Reeboks from DTLR. Well, Baltimore Sneaker Show from last year, who was actually one of our guests for today. So I wore them.
You planned all this out.
I did.
That's what you did. You was thinking too much in the morning.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
See?
I planned all that out. Planned it all out. But we also have June Sanders. He's in the building. He's the creator of the New Balance
Yeah.
shoe that's out right now. What's going on, June? Introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm June Sanders from DTLR, product design manager over there.
Okay.
Putting in that work.
Now, I'll just give everybody a little intro as to what's going on. So, DTLR and New Balance are back up to turn up the heat this summer. The two dynamic forces have teamed up once again to bring you the New Balance 990 Stars and Stripes. But this time, they're reminding consumers fashion can be catalyst for unity. This Friday, June 23rd, marks not only the release of the custom-made in the U.S. Stars and Stripes, but an opportunity to celebrate our country's independence in style this year. The Stars and Stripes represent cultural diversity, indivisibility, and national pride for all Americans. And again, we have the creative designer,
All day.
June Sanders.
What's up? Y'all ready?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
ready?
I'm ready. I'm just humbled to be here. Glad to be on the radio
Just glad to have you here.
all day.
You mentioned earlier this was your first time here,
It is.
but it's not your first interview. Tell us where you've been at earlier.
I was at Fox 45 this morning.
Nice. He took his television time.
Doing the tour.
Doing
Yeah.
the
Media
press
tour.
Yeah, media tour. I'll be on a quick show tomorrow.
Okay,
Oh.
nice. Shout out to Quick still.
All day.
Now, out of all the shoe brands and styles, why did you decide New Balance was the perfect partner to design this style of shoe?
Well, New Balance is just a big thing in the whole DMV, including Baltimore. I know sometimes Baltimore don't want to be considered DMV.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm from DC, but I was raised in Maryland. But New Balance has always been a part of our culture, and so just being partners with them, and I'm in retail, it just made perfect sense for us to continue that. Last year, for those who remember, I did the DMV shoe, the DMV New Balance, and that was a good craze that went on. That was September last year. So
Nice.
time to do a 4th of July situation, and hopefully the people, will like it.
They dope. So what made you take the patriotic approach when creating the shoe, though?
I wanted to be patriotic, but not directly saying, hey, this is the 4th of July shoe.
Right.
I want to put a spin on it, at least have a cool name, Stars and Stripes, and make you at least think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I did bring the shoes just so we could have a view without just speaking about it. So you get to actually see the shoe.
Nice.
You can check it out.
Oh yeah,
And so
They really
I
are
wanted to
cool.
be not just like corny with it's just a red, white, and blue shoe. It's actually a black shoe with navy blue hits with a little bit of red trim.
Right.
So it makes it where you can wear this every day.
Yeah.
So it's basically taking the idea of, we wear the gray, we wear the navy, and we wear the black. So I just mashed them together, making it cooler and putting a spin on it. With the red, white, blue. As you notice, it has the embroidery on the heel counter.
Right.
And normally they don't even do that. Normally it's one color print. So the embroidery gives a nod to the flag.
Okay.
And then if you look at the inside, which, the right shoe is navy blue with white letters.
All right.
And you have the,
Mine's
the
red.
with the white letters.
Right.
And it says stars and stripes.
Right. Now that was one of my questions too, because I did see that, because I got a preview of the shoe,
Right.
and I saw that, like you stated, one is red with white letter and the other is navy with white lettering. What inspired this? Like, why not have both insoles the same color?
Well, you know, I always wanna outdo myself. It's like if I'm a rapper and I got a hit song, I gotta figure out how to make the next hit.
Right.
Can I make it different than, you know, the next trap song or whatever, or the next bedroom song?
Yeah.
I got to create the next one. So I felt like this wasn't too far away from, you know, basic, but it's
Right.
just like enough to make the consumer pay attention.
You like a classic.
Yeah, it's
gonna be a
classic.
classic.
It's a fashionable basic, you
Right.
know. And also, you guys might not notice, but the laces have reflective threading in it. You know, once you flash it with the camera, and it, only in men's
Yeah,
it's going to
put the
come with
camera
these laces.
Right.
So I think it's a cool basic. You know, the navy is a little dark. You know, I had people say, "Hey, why you ain't make it royal?" Why? Nah, just you know, because
I like that.
with them on, as you can see, I'm rocking them. You know, I just hope people go out and support them. DTLR only this Friday.
Cop up, cop up.
Yeah.
So describe us the process of making the shoe.
Okay, so this was already an existing model, and I do a lot of work outside of what I'm doing. I do a lot of consulting with New Balance, with other models. Right now, working on the V5. This is actually the V4.
Okay.
So
That's the exclusive right there.
yeah. So right now, you know, I sit down with the CAD and I come up with a theme. You know, I knew I was going to go into, you know, between Memorial Day and 4th of July, but how could I make it still cool where after the holiday you can still wear the shoe and you won't look corny?
Right.
You know, it has to be an everyday basic. So just putting it together, it was pretty simple for me because I already thought it out for so long. I already knew what I wanted for the people, you know,
Right.
because I want it for myself. So I figured like if I want it and, you know, I want an everyday shoe, I want to be able to you know, basically give it out the same way, adding all the details, letting people know that I actually took time to think about the details and stuff. The other thing is when I'm sitting down, you know, I may make a few different colorations, variables, you know. I'm like, well, maybe is this too much red? If it's too much, like it actually had more red on it. I drew it back because I felt like, well, you'll get
Where you had
red.
the red at? Where you had it at?
Well, I had it on the tip.
Okay.
I actually had red laces.
Okay.
And the bottom was red, so I felt like it might have been.
Ah,
It
yeah.
might have been.
That probably was too much.
Red laces?
But you know, normally I would do a shoe with 2 sets of laces
Okay.
just so you could swap it out.
Oh.
This one I just kept it like this. So the men's is going to come with the gray laces with the reflective.
Okay.
The kids won't have these laces. The kids will have just white laces, which it still looks good,
Right.
you know. And the price point is different too.
Right.
So these are $180, and the kids, the grade school, I believe is 100. So,
Okay.
And you get what you pay for.
but the
You
other,
want the best, gotta pay for the best.
and the other thing, I got a surprise for the people who
Uh-oh.
go to the stores first. So
All
it's
right.
first come, it's a gift with
Okay.
purchase. I designed a special bandana,
Nice.
you know,
Now, why
you
a
know,
bandana?
because I felt like, you know, if I want to do something 4th of July, it's hot, but I want something to add to the packaging,
Right,
you know,
right.
just for people to take home. A bandana, you can actually use this.
Yes.
You can
absolutely.
actually use this.
Right.
You know, the
For
original
style.
idea, I was going to give some dog tags. And
Okay.
the more and more I thought about it, I was like, would I use this again? You know, I'm thinking for the everyday guy, you know,
Right, right.
everyday person. And, you know, I felt like it wasn't enough.
Right.
You know, I wear bandanas myself. So I was like, you know what, let me create a bandana. And it took some time to do it, but as you can see, you know, I got enough detail in there where it has the New Balance hit, has DTLR hit. So you can rock this. Hopefully, you know, however you want to rock it, it's cool.
And that's the style right now too.
It
Everybody,
is.
all the rappers, everybody in the entertainment wearing their bandanas with the
Absolutely.
hair.
Bandanas I wear with the headscarf. You can wear it at night, wear it
Oh,
for style.
yeah,
All
absolutely.
types of ways. So name one thing unique about yourself that allows the consumers to trust your creative mind.
I'm giving. I'm creative and I'm giving. I give a lot of information out. I like to help people.
Right.
So it's you know, I got my son with me. I want him to see the process. Maybe he want to do this when he gets older.
Right.
But yeah, I'm giving. I think I'm creative enough to take a situation and make it something.
Okay.
That's dope. But we're going to take a short break. If you're just tuning in, we have June Sanders, the creative designer of the New Balance 990 Stars and Stripes. Give us a call. It's 410-481-10. That is my jam. Speaking of Will the Rapper, why Will the Rapper? He's the official brand ambassador, one of them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you choose him?
Official, unofficial.
Unofficial. Official, unofficial people,
Yeah.
brand ambassador.
Now, Will is cool. We used him for the DMV shoot
Okay.
in September. I used him, Chaz French, and Quicksilver
Nice.
to represent the DMV. And Will was he was up and coming, but I could tell he was moving.
Right.
So I still wanted to use him. So we just used him for this. And then I was going to use Band Hunter Izzy, but
Okay.
it just the timing didn't work out
Right.
and things like that. So maybe next time.
It's a great choice, though.
Yeah.
Great.
He got a hit right now in his hands.
Yeah.
Well, he just got signed, Republic Records.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Just got signed, Republic Records.
Now, what is the message that you want consumers to obtain from the particular style of the shoe?
Well, I mean, for the customer that's already buying New Balance, it's like you ain't got to sell it to them. If they want it, they know. With this one in particular, it'd be nice to have just a wider range of people to buy these, especially for us as a retailer.
Right.
You know, it's primarily DMV, but now we're going to stretch it out to a couple of stores in Atlanta, a couple of stores in Virginia, a couple of stores in Florida, just to put it out there to see if they would gravitate towards it, because 990 is actually building momentum, especially in Philly. It's like amazing that it's starting to pick up in a lot more places. I had an interview with Sneaker Freaker magazine, and they did this whole story, and they was just telling us, you know, all of these different pockets that's starting to pick it up. But it started from here, basically.
Right, yeah.
Just like Air Force Ones back in the days, if y'all know that history.
Yeah.
So, and that's good. But as far as this, you know, I just want them to pick it up and really, you know, taking the details, attention to details. And, you know, I'm here to serve the people with just great product. Because right now, you're not going to be able to go to Foot Locker, Finish Line, or any of the competitors for this. I want to do
Right.
stuff just for detail art
It's the exclusive.
all day.
Now, when trying to do this in each state, do you change your marketing concept for us? Or do it stay the same?
I will. It just depending on the brand. As of right now, you know, you gotta know the demographic that you're shooting for.
Okay.
You know, if I'm doing another product with another brand, then we'll do it as we need. We'll change it as we need.
Right.
So you'll see in the fall time, you know, other stuff that we got going on.
Okay.
Now, this isn't the first shoe you designed. How
Nah.
long you been doing? Who's some brands you worked with? How long you been doing this? What's some things that inspire you?
So brands that I've done before is definitely Timberland.
Okay.
Definitely done New Balance. Done Ewing. I've done everything. I can't even
He's like,
remember.
There's a lot. The list goes on.
But I've been doing stuff with clothing brands too. So you know, for clothing brands that we have in our stores. So I do stuff with that. As far as inspiration, I mean, I get inspiration going in a bookstore.
Okay.
Going in looking at a furniture book, or I'll be online. It just depends on what hit me. Or I might have an idea that I really want to use,
Right.
or thought of a concept that I want to use. I just got to figure out how to use it,
Right.
and how it's going to make sense to the people. You know, because at the end of the day, people are buying into stories. You know, I could have this product on the shelf. Maybe it'll still sell anyway, you know, because 990 is its own thing. But I really want to tell a story and bring some awareness to it. It's all about bringing awareness to product.
Excellent.
Now, is there a shoe design that you admire that you may look up to?
I would say maybe the DMV 990. When I did that one, I felt like that was monumental. That was big, because I knew it was good, but I didn't realize the effect that it would have that effect that it did at the time. You know, it was like people was waiting in line. I'm in stores, I'm looking, I'm like, people really want to buy this shoe. And it's like, you never heard of a New Balance selling out.
Yeah.
You know, that was good. I mean, I did a shoe with Big G.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Big G. I did a Ewing shoe. That sold out in like 2 days. So, and it was on a smaller scale, but it was still great. And I will be doing another shoe with him.
Okay.
So that should be good.
Nice. Now, I see on your Instagram that you You handwrite all your thank you letters.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it's so important to add that personal touch?
I feel like that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like people are be more receptive to, like, he really took time, or she really took time to write this out for me.
Right.
I just think that it's, you know, people need that, you know.
Right.
You can't do it, but for so many, it's like if you're an artist and you signing autographs, you know, at an autograph signing, you're gonna do it, and that's your job. Your job is to serve the people during that time slot, and it's the same thing. You know, it's just at a smaller scale than an artist signing, but I look at it in that capacity.
Right.
You know, I just feel like people kind of need that, and every note won't be the same. You know, maybe a few of them that may cross over depending, but for the most part, I want to make sure that they know, like, oh, yeah, somebody really wrote this.
Right.
It wasn't like printed.
Dope. Super dope.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just tuned in. That's the creator right now of the New Balance 990 Stars and Stripes, Mr. June Sanders.
Yes, sir.
They can find you on social media.
June Sanders _. Real simple.
Real
June
simple.
Sanders _.
What more can we expect from, you know, you and DTLR? Like, what's some upcoming shoes we should look out for? Give us some secrets.
DMV 2, September 29th.
Okay.
Okay.
DMV.
DMV.
I'll show you offline.
No, okay.
Make
All
sure
right.
y'all look out for that.
Big sure you look out for
That's
that.
D Cover TV. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
December, how
What's
you
good,
doing?
brother?
What's going on?
Yeah, we hear
Okay,
you.
that's not even how you talk. What made you call in today? Okay.
Yes,
we had to
sir.
bring him back in studio. We brought him back in for you.
Man, you know, New Balance has always been it was DC first and then Baltimore.
Right.
It was like, I'm older than I think everybody in the station right now, so I can contest to that. But it's just been one of them things. It always started with the runners, and then the D-boys picked it up, and just through history, it just picked up. And as we got older, we passed them down to our kids, and then the kids passed them down to their friends and things like that. So it was one of the type of things that just happened naturally. And I just felt like, you know, if it's working, why not continue to push it forward?
Right. Dope.
Yes, sir.
No
for
problem.
calling
Thank you
in.
for calling in. That's the thing. We had him on air last Monday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Last
Great
Monday.
producer.
Great producer.
Oh, he's an artist now as well, so.
Correct, he is. Get it correct. He's an artist / producer. Shout out
Yeah.
to December when he came through with some gifts. I finally got my t-shirt. Finally, he came through. But right now, y'all know I got my sneakers on. It's not stopping yet. We have the Baltimore Sneaker Show founders in the building. In the building right now.
What's up?
How y'all feeling today?
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself a little bit.
So I'm Stacks. Chris is my real name, but everybody call me Stacks. What's up?
I'm Dino. That's all I can say.
That's all I can say. Dino is like the man. He's a low key man. I don't understand how you're so low key. You got 55K
Hey.
followers.
Everybody's watching.
Exactly.
First 20 seconds in the interview.
We're going to go straight to it.
Right to it.
It's D Cover. We're going to stay to it.
Oh yeah, we gotta get it. I'm not beating around any bushes. You know this. You know this.
Lord.
So this Saturday, June 24th, marks the 7th annual Baltimore Sneaker Show at Pimlico Racetrack.
Yep.
This is a time where sneaker lovers from all over the world come together under one roof to buy, sell, and trade the most exclusive sneakers that ever hit the streets.
Yes.
Again, we have the curators of the Baltimore Sneaker Show.
Yeah, that's us.
So how was the sneaker show inspired?
Pretty much, me and my friends, like, just pretty much throughout life, we were pretty much always into not just, you know, the regular sneakers instead of, like, being fresh, just,
Right.
like, kind of, like, the culture behind them and
Yeah.
collecting them, gathering them up, and kind of, like, the competition aspect, like, I got more than you,
Right.
I'm better than you, and I can keep mine fresh.
Oh, y'all was competing.
Yeah, it was.
This is
that's-
real.
that's
This is
from
going
day
down.
one. Yeah, this is from day one. Like
This is
this
real.
is it's always been that way. So I mean, and I remember the first sneaker shows that ever really came about, to my knowledge, were Dunk Exchange and Sneaker Pimps.
Right.
And nobody came to Baltimore. Nobody. Sneaker Pimps came to Baltimore one time.
Wow.
And it was at I don't remember. It was old. It was an old spot. Wherever they had the concerts now downtown, not the arena, but like the lower tier concerts.
Yeah.
It was no. Like it was something else.
Could
But
have been.
anyway,
I want to
they
say
were-
it might have been in where not Fells Point, but they
No,
had,
it's downtown.
downtown.
It's downtown.
But,
We're gonna get to the
but
location.
it was there. Like no lie, I was about 19, 20 when it happened. So I was like, man, I was working a job. I was working at Johns Hopkins, and I got off like super late. Like I left work. I was just like, forget it, I'm leaving work. So I left work. I caught like the last hour, and just like the certain displays that was going on around that time. Nike skateboarding was big.
Right.
It was huge. It was huge. Like it was crazy. So I remember they was like the last display to like break down, and I like saw it. They had like Sneaker Pimps was always famous for this big fence, and they would tie the sneakers along the fence,
Okay.
so that way you wouldn't have to worry about like hitting up the wall and all that. So I saw it, and I was like, man, I could go home and do that right now just with my own stuff. Like I don't need to team up with nobody to do that. I'm like, man, my homeboys could do this whole building, like
Right.
just 5 or 6 of us.
Right.
And then from then on, I kind of like started doing the research on just events, period. Like not even just sneaker events, conventions and all that type of stuff. Like when we was in high school, we would go to the college fair down the convention center. So, but it wasn't always about college. Like you know, had Chick-fil-A there. They
Right.
would have that, like you know, different things. DTLR was even there. Everybody had booths, and I'm like, all right, well, I can kind of combine the two, and then we could go somewhere with it. So we just pretty much went that way. I was conducting it on my own. Like me and my friends were always a part of it, but I was conducting it on my own at that time.
Right.
But as it got bigger in years like 3 and 4, like you know, I brought my guys along, and you know, everybody's been a real kind of like big help to the whole movement, and just certain things that we would do separately. You know, just bringing it together, and you know, it's just pretty sought after now. You know, luckily, but you know, just pretty much went. Our first show was at Chibo's on Owens Mills.
Owens Mills, yeah.
It was like, you know, Chibo's isn't small, but it ain't big for like a table convention.
Right.
I had like 3 vendors, and I had 3 of my buddies do
And
a
the
sneaker
contest.
collection contest. So it was just all started from like me and my friends, and then we just kind of went from there and just kept going every year. One of my buddies, I'm not gonna name him. He probably listening though. He actually, we started the tradition of always doing the Easter weekend. He came out with like a clothing line, and it was supposed to be called Easter Fresh. So he told me, and I was thinking like the best time to do it. And once he said that he was coming out with that Easter weekend, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it at Easter. You get the clothes, I get the sneaker part, and we just kept going. He named it something totally different.
Totally different.
But you know, we're gonna let that go to history.
Right.
Y'all had 2 different
But
ideas.
this year, with the help of Under Armour, we pushed it back into the summer.
Summertime.
So we then here we are, 7 years.
7 years
7
later.
strong years.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we got a caller right now.
What?
Caller, you're on air. Thank you for holding. Who are we speaking?
How you doing today?
It's Eric. I'm from Baltimore.
What's going on?
I've been at 40-year demographic. I'm 40, be 41. I didn't catch the beginning of the show, but let me just say this. Talking about sneakers in Baltimore City, you can't start talking about it without the Air Force.
Without a doubt.
Very true.
One,
Right.
you either call them Airs or Air
Air
Force.
Force.
Absolutely.
I personally read an article on Nike.
Okay.
Nike said that Baltimore single-handedly was the reason that shoe kept going.
Right.
That's without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
They come from Philly, you had to come from New York,
Mhm.
DC.
Yup.
I'm saying again.
Right.
Park Heights, that's what Cinderella.
Cinderella's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinderella sold
Do
the
you
most.
still own a pair of Nikes?
Say it again.
Do you still own a pair of Nikes right now to this day?
Air Force.
Air Forces.
My dad does.
I don't even
Right.
prizes, man. I'm buying top 10.
Yeah.
But I buy the phone prizes for my son.
Okay.
I can't even buy these new Jordans because I remember when they came out in the 80s and these ones don't compare.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you know your shoes.
Indeed.
I'm on top of it, brother.
I see.
What's up? What's up?
Thank
I
you
appreciate
so
you
much.
calling
Appreciate
in.
it.
Keep it locked. Thank you so much. That was good. That was
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah,
his stuff.
he
He
was
wasn't
letting us
playing.
know what
He
he
was.
wanted
He
to
was
do.
not playing.
He was
not
correct.
Talking about.
Give you his
Also.
history.
Yeah.
Nike started from here. You don't know, now you
Definitely
know.
the Air Force One
Definitely
definitely
hot and Baltimore.
catapulted. But like he was saying, Cinderella's on the west side, and Sports Smart Charlie Rudolph's on the east side
Yes.
were the only like vendors, the only stores that would carry Air Force One all year round.
Yeah.
Because it was a seasonal thing. You could get the white ones from what was it, like Easter to like Labor
Yeah,
Labor
Labor
Day,
Day,
and the black ones
would be till the
from
winter
Labor
time.
to Easter.
Dope.
So yeah, he wasn't lying.
Dope. Now, I know you guys, it's 7 years strong. Are you looking to expand outside of Baltimore?
I think mostly it would be a great thing
Right.
to expand outside of Baltimore. It's definitely something that we would look forward to doing if the opportunity presented itself.
Mhm.
But to keep it organic in the city that we grew up in is something that we really wanted to make sure that we kept intact.
Right.
You know, coming up with the show for 7 years, we like to think that we have something to do with House of Hoops being in Baltimore, the Jordan 23 store, because of the movement that we've had. I don't know if you remember, but they had a Krispy Kreme truck come through with limited edition Kyrie's.
Okay.
You know, he won't admit to it, but that was kind of some movement that he had on social media.
Nice.
You know, so we like to we wanted to put Baltimore on the map because we had such a love for sneakers.
Right.
We wanted to make sure that we got everything coming in, and we just want to give back to the community that's given so much to us.
Right. Absolutely.
When did you realize y'all had a pure love and interest for sneakers? When did it all start for you guys?
When I had
Yes.
feet.
First when you came out, when you
greatest
looked down, you
answer
just
ever.
knew you need some sneakers.
No
No
other
pants
shit.
supply, no bow, need sneakers. I need sneakers.
Pause.
Yeah, no lie. Like my mother told the same story. Like my feet was real fat when I was young, and but I wanted to put shoes on, but it just wouldn't work.
So do you remember your first pair of sneakers? You know your first pair of sneakers?
I remember my father used to, we was born in the 80s, so they would hang the sneakers in the window. I remember he had, it was a white and red pair of Dunks, and it was the Chicago Jordan 1. He had them in the window. Those were some of the joints that, I couldn't wear.
Right.
But my actual, first one I put on my feet, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
That's taking too far, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because when I learned how to walk, when I could really get in them, that's when whatever was there, they just threw them on me. It wasn't like a special, hey, we're going to save this for when I, no, it wasn't like that.
So what about you? When did you first realize that sneakers was your love?
For me, of course, the GOAT, Michael Jordan, watching basketball. Then, sneakers become culture. I got older cousins. They coming through, or you don't have these J's, and I'm looking down, no, I don't have these J's.
Right.
But my story's a little different. My parents love me very much, but hey, we had a lot of struggle coming up. It is what it is. So when I was able to get my own, I always said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy every Jordan that come out. And that's kind of really when it changed for me, when it became a life. And I noticed that it was nothing for me to be out in the line 5 o'clock in the morning to get a pair of kicks. Even to this day, it's worth it for me to do it. I don't care, We might not have to anymore, but that's besides the point. I would do it if it
What's the
took
longest
the...
you waited outside for a pair of shoes?
Him, nothing, none. Him,
You never waited?
no. No, don't let him fool you like that. No.
Oh
Why
man,
did
you
you
had me
say that?
believing that you could
Listen,
wait
man.
in the
Nah,
rain.
him-
So,
What
no,
the-
do I get to answer the
what a
question or
tent?
no?
What
Do I get to answer the
I
question?
just
'Cause
wanted
if I
to
get to
jump out
answer the
there
question,
before
I
he
can.
got
I
to
have
tell
an
the
answer.
tale.
for
He's
the
really not
question
that much of a
at
savage.
hand.
He's not that
Matter
much
of
of a
fact,
savage.
Ronnie too. He
Ronnie
had to
ain't-
do
Ronnie-
too
Oh, yeah,
much.
so you got
Never
another
really
question.
had to wait.
Ronnie-
Not
for
really,
anything.
not
Ronnie-
really, not
Ronnie
really.
just
It was
walked
me.
in.
Hey,
It was me.
everybody.
I'm the one that had the, you know,
Nah, dog.
they got nice, you know, door-to-door service. Not me. See, the stores never really liked me.
Oh, my
So I didn't really,
Are we recording this?
Yeah,
This is
recorded.
recorded.
This is going.
you know, I would name some names
We
if
need
it
a
wouldn't
truth
get
meter in
people
here.
in trouble.
That's what we need. We need a truth meter.
We need
because
truth
my
meter.
I'm
man
being
is not
real. I'm
actually
Because
being
everybody, so everybody's lying. So you telling me?
Everybody.
I want to hear what Ronnie got to
Yeah,
say.
Ronnie-
I want to hear what Ronnie got to
Not
say.
Ronnie
gonna tell
just
the
walked
truth.
in. Ronnie,
What's up, big
introduce
Ronnie?
yourself
Hey.
and tell us who you
Hey.
are. What's your contribution to the Baltimore Sneaker Show?
So I am Big Ronnie.
Okay.
I'm 1/3 of the Baltimore Sneaker Show.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Tell us your
I
input
mean-
when we were just talking.
So it seemed like I walked in on a when did you fall in love with hip hop
Correct.
type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I fell in love with you.
I don't know, like my mother always had a lot of shoes, and my pops always had a lot of shoes. So I didn't know, like, I didn't really know like Nike and Adidas. Apparently, my pops kept me in Adidas, and they knew me in Cinderellas.
Nice.
So from when I was a little kid, my father.
That's to my point.
Side note, we did a lot of damage in Cinderella's before we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a lot of
Yeah.
damage.
Like my uncles and my pops and them from Park Heights and Woodland, so they lived on Homer.
Right. Okay.
So that's a block away from Cinderella, 2 blocks away from
Right,
Cinderella.
right.
So Mr. Paul knew me by name. Like, hey, Lil Ronnie, hey, what's going on, my man? So the airs and flavors, Charlie Rudos, little kid stuff. So when I got older, like I stopped playing sports because I had to work. Getting fresh is way getting fresh is way more.
way more
They,
important
listen,
Life,
they
I mean-
thought I sold drugs in high school.
because you were so fresh.
Listen, I had 3 Averexes and the matching hats. The hats was $100.
This is being
Right.
recorded right now.
Close. Yeah.
Listen, the Averex hats was $100.
$100. And Ronnie had 3
I
of them.
had 3 of them.
He was getting.
From changes.
I remember now.
Changes.
Changes. Took it
Change-
back.
So I
That
worked
was
at
the
I worked at a movie theater, and we had got like a crazy raise where everybody was making like $13 an hour, which in high school was
Unbelievable.
insane.
That's a slam
And
dunk.
then we got paid every week, so I ain't had no bills.
Right.
I ain't had no cell phone.
Right. Exactly. That,
So-
it was just my space, right?
Yeah, so it was all like
Right.
yeah, I had no problem buying 2 pairs of Jordans. Then I go back. Next week I get an outfit.
Right, right.
Then
From
next
changes.
week I get an Averex.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, if you just see it there, we got the founders of the Baltimore Sneaker Show. Give us a call. It's 410-481-1010. Your host, Blanca Gabbana.
And it's the host with the most IM BD. Sneaker Show team is in the door today. How y'all
Yes,
doing?
sir.
Y'all
Yes,
good?
sir. Yes, sir.
They got a lot of stories to tell. Some of them lying, some of them telling the truth.
Yeah,
But
they
they
don't
here.
lie.
They here though. They here.
Ain't no
They here.
lying.
They here.
Chris is lying.
Nothing that I
Come
love
on,
about.
yeah.
It's nothing.
We
that you
we
don't
slept
like.
outside for sneakers.
We had.
Don't cut it
We
out.
had. We had.
No, cut it
Oh,
out,
yeah.
man.
Still-
Yo,
Cut it out, man.
we have been together.
Yeezy
and, like,
release.
Yo.
Yeezy release at Gente.
Yes.
I wasn't there.
You don't remember?
I was somewhere else where I had to sleep a little bit longer. Y'all got up at like 9:30
No,
and went to
dog.
Gente and did
Come
what y'all
on,
wanted.
come on, Georgetown.
Georgetown.
Come on, Georgetown.
All right, I'll give you one.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Come on,
wow,
Georgetown.
We got one. We got
House of Hoops.
House of
Come
Hoops.
on, man.
Right.
Cut it
PG
out.
Plaza.
PG
Come
Plaza.
on, man.
Oh, they got stories.
They got
They got
stories.
dates, times.
Come on, man.
Weather.
Man.
Cut it
just-
out.
Yeah.
Nike Georgetown.
Right.
Major DC.
Come on.
Come on, yo.
I'm
These
so
are
glad
places
you
that
showed
y'all
up,
are
yo.
good in.
Yeah, they good.
I'm not. Dutch don't like me no more. They don't like me no more.
Now, Dino, on social media with all your followers, all
Don't-
your
don't
followers.
say all
Hold
that.
on, it is all your followers. But,
Can you tell them
but
how
hold
many
on.
we got one more
She
time?
already said.
55.4.
Sheesh.
55.4.
I think I got 200.
Now, with all those
You got
followers,
200.
you're still
That's my
you're-
church family.
You're still super engaged with your followers. They will ask you any question
to get on my nerves.
about a sneaker. But hold on, because you have the answer. How do you even obtain your knowledge? How do you know the answer each and because they ask you from all around the world different questions and you all
He's
know
Sway.
the answer.
He's Sway.
Sway, you have the answer.
I don't know.
He's the oracle.
Well, Sway didn't have the answer.
He did that. Sway definitely did not have it.
He did.
I don't
That
know.
proves my
It's
point.
just-
I met
So you're
Sway,
not
he gave
Sway.
me the answer.
Okay. I wish he'd have answered Kanye, man.
He tried.
But
He definitely tried.
I don't know. It's just an obtained part of my brain, I guess. It's just there. Like, it's just that part of your brain. Like, I guess I took something out and put the sneaker stuff there. Like,
like
I don't really know
Google?
too much about like cheeses and stuff like that. So I know about
He has
sneakers.
no idea what Asiago tastes.
No, I don't. Like different walnuts and all that. I don't know.
Do you
Like-
Google like sneak? Like how do you know when?
No, I don't really Google.
He is Google.
He
No, I use Google for pictures without a doubt.
Okay.
Cause iPhones can only hold but so many pictures.
Right.
But no, I don't really use Google that much. Like maybe for an exact date, yeah, I don't really remember exact dates. I give you a year, but not like a month and a date. Maybe a season. But no, I know a little something, a little bit.
Now, I've been seeing the hashtag 747. What's the move behind the hashtag?
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
I can do
Yeah,
this.
go ahead. You go ahead and knock this
Introduce
out.
yourself. Let them know who's talking right now.
It's Stacks. So listen, so 7 years, 7 shoes coming out.
Okay.
We got a partnership this year with Under Armour. They've been really, really gracious to us to allow us to come in and design 2 models, the Sling Rod and the Slingshot, 7 different colorways. I mean, you know, we had them all on TV the other day, ranging all kind of colors, styles. It has our branding in the laces, 3M flash, along with the Under Armour emblem. You know, the shoe just kind of embody the whole essence of what Baltimore stands for, all of the colors, everything that we just wanted to make it a part of. And then the masterpiece is kind of like a mashup with a what the concept, where we have all of the colors mashed up into 2.
Nice.
His idea.
His idea. Nice.
His idea.
That's why he wanted to. He
I
he can
his
explain
idea.
it.
Yeah, his idea.
He was about to say that.
No, he wasn't.
I
No, he
wasn't.
wasn't.
I wasn't.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
He's
He
gonna be
wasn't
mad.
gonna
He's
say
gonna
that.
Be
Yeah.
very yes.
So at any rate, so the final piece is the masterpiece. It's a mashup. It has all of the colors that embody the city. The purple for the Ravens, orange, blue, red, black, gold, silver, along with our branding with Under Armour. And it's just something that they really allowed us to have creative control over the whole thing. And moving forward, you know, we hope to bring bigger things, you know, better collabs. But this one is definitely home because, you know, to be honest, we never shot a jump shot. We never dunked a basketball. You know, we just 3 guys from the city that had a vision for something that we wanted to bring, you know, congruently with the rest of the city. And just have fun and just have an event, something's outside of what the city offered. And, you know, we've been blessed to be here for 7 years, so we wanted to give back along with this collab.
Y'all must be doing something right.
Now,
Yeah,
Why
absolutely.
Under Armour though? Why Under Armour to collab for this 7?
I mean, they here. You know, they here. They in the city. They right downtown. They're really good to high schools, sponsorships, and middle schools, give backs and everything. And honestly, when when we came together, it was like a no-brainer. You know, they said, you guys are from the city. We want to give. You know, we don't want to necessarily be the headliner, but we want to be a part of your event. We want to be a part of what you guys had, the movement and everything.
Not to cut you off,
Go
it's
ahead, bro.
definitely more so to our world. Under Armour has no presence,
Okay.
none at all. So it would be a more like, I mean, we had other kind of pending deals with other companies, and they would be more of the layup.
Okay.
So this was kind of more of a different type of reach. So if we could come in and do something real dope with them, getting them off the ground to just for our people, not as a company. As a company, they billions and $1 billion in,
Unbelievable.
but it's only on the performance side. So it's different with kind of like the lifestyle, you know, side of it, and kind of like, you know, the sneaker culture side of it. So we definitely, you know, took upon that challenge and just kept going with it.
Yo, this your first shoe collab though?
First time.
First time?
First number 1.
First
It's
time.
Congrats.
It's Under Armour's first also.
Nice. Dope.
So y'all setting the ball high for everybody.
Trying
Right.
For all these
Trying
sneaker
to.
heads out here, y'all setting the ball extremely
Trying
high.
to.
We trying to, man.
What made this year a special year for you to do a shoe collab with Under Armour? Like, why the 7th year?
It's tough to go 7 years in anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
In anything. It could be a job, a marriage, any entrepreneurship. It could be anything.
Sure.
7 years is hard, and it's kind of like more so like a hump. And last year after the show we had last year, it was kind of like, what can we do to like top this? Every year it's kind of like it was
lit.
See, and how you gonna top that? How you gonna top that? How can you top that? So this, with different elements coming together, it just made sense, and it was like, all right, I think it's our time to kind of make our own. And it definitely wasn't. It wasn't something that we came about. We didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, we need our own sneaker. They definitely contacted us and wanted the full story behind it. And we kind of provided that. So it was definitely, it was just a blessing that we could come in and top what we did last year. Right. And now we have, like you said, with the bar, now we kind of like, we got to reach over the bar for next year. Like, how are we going to do next year? I have no idea. But it's just something that we got to
Pimlico. This is... Y'all understand how big this is? Do y'all really
They only have one event a year there.
Right.
Which is the Preakness.
The Preakness, exactly.
So it's been on our radar to have the show there for a long time. And we just could never, get the moving parts together and make it happen. But this year it came together. And along with 7 for 7 shoe release, I think it's just going to be a really beautiful event. It's going to be something that, the city's going to remember.
Is it still time to sign up?
Not only is it still time to sign up. The IG link is in the Baltimore Sneaker Show page at Balt Sneaker Show. The vendor tables are on sale, along with early bird tickets are on sale right now. So if you go on IG, follow the page, everything's for purchase. We hope to see everybody there. We want to blow it out the water. It's going to be a huge event. If you're a vendor in the city and you need to propel your movement, definitely use us as a tool to come out so we can have people come out and see what you have to offer. Come be a part.
Yeah, I will say this: tickets are dwindling.
It's bad.
Sure.
Vendor spaces dwindling.
They're going down. We need you guys. Please hurry.
Please hurry.
Cop up.
You heard him. Cop up. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, we're going to go into BD's game. He got a little game for y'all.
It's about to go down. I hope y'all ready.
Make sure you keep it locked.
James, what's up?
Oh, man.
Come on,
Mr. 50K. Mr. 50K.
55K.
You don't like Mr. 50K?
You gotta get that hashtag. Sorry, it's 55. He's giving him those additional
This is
5,000.
As Ronnie stacks. You don't want to start this game.
You don't want to.
I got a lot of names.
So many keys.
I got this quick game for y'all. It's called Drop That Beat. So basically, you get 10 seconds to guess who's the artist of the song of the beat that's playing.
Oh, Ronnie.
If you can guess the song and the artist, that's dope. If you can just guess the artist, that's it. Then let's go with that. So y'all ready? I got 10 seconds. Y'all a team though.
It's like a team.
Yes,
so
indeed.
it's like us versus the world. Oh, all right.
It's us, y'all versus us.
It's been like everybody.
It's been
All right, let's get to the first beat right now.
Keisha Cole.
To the cheese.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Let's get to the next one.
You ready to sing?
I got that. Y'all got that. Hey, do you want to sing?
No.
Okay. Got that.
That wasn't me.
That was you.
Let's get to the next
That
one.
wasn't me.
I don't even know where it came from.
What y'all know about this?
That's
I
all
love
I need
All
love.
right.
Sit in my room.
Oh, you know the words?
Get him, son.
I did, but I'm not.
We ain't gonna do that right now.
I do, but however.
Let's get into this third beat right here.
Oh,
okay.
So far, so clear.
Come on, man. This is.
No.
I'm very
Come on,
sick.
man.
That's the theme song when he was walking through.
It was.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
So
that.
Clay. Let's get into this next beat.
Don't leave your
don't have
girl
to
around
call.
me. True
don't have
player
to
for real.
Yeah.
That's my.
That's
Come on, man. I can do the whole parking lot
Now
scene.
you're not gonna get this. You're not gonna get this last one though. This last one kind of hard.
You
I don't
sure?
think you're gonna get it. I'm sure. I'm positive. Here we
This
go.
50 Cent. This
No, this the sample.
Hey.
Oh, this.
It's paid in full.
Paid in full.
Yeah.
I quit.
Hey, man.
Today my last day. I quit. I don't never win.
He tries to play this game with each and every guest that we have in the station. He loses each and every
I mean,
time.
thinking of
I'm
him.
But
start
shout
playing
out to
some
them.
old and good.
You gotta
You
play
want, I'm
something
gonna
old
give
for
you a
like
key.
50.
I'm gonna give you a key to winning.
What?
You need to start picking beats that like artists had freestyled over and like took it over
Okay.
so that they wouldn't know the original. A whole lot of Lil Wayne dedication 1, 2, 3s.
Okay.
It would get you there. You would win
He's
technically.
so well rounded.
See, this is
See,
seven
you don't know just
of
sneakers. You know
consistency.
beats.
no,
Yeah,
yes.
we
It's
definitely
music.
know
It's
beats.
culture.
Yeah.
That
it's
wraps
culture.
us up.
It's
That
beaches
wraps
out.
I was a
us
rapper when I was 10.
up. Dope.
So this works for me.
So that wraps us up for today's segment. I'm your host, Blanca Gabbana.
It's the host of the Most I BD.
Make sure you get those tickets at Vault Sneakers Show. We're
Whoa, whoa.
live again next Monday.
And this is the Cover TV Entertainment. It starts here.